But I do think it's really important, to find the small things and, the small moments, because there's not always going to be a grand gesture. It's not always going to
Yeah.
be the picture perfect day or the picture perfect family get together or party hosted. But when you start to kind of be more mindful and take note of those small things, I think it shifts our attitude, it shifts our mindset, and it kind of puts us in a different state of mind.
Welcome to Reframe and Reclaim. We are Courtney Huckabee, a psychotherapist,
and Jen Harris, an interior designer
who have teamed up to reflect,
challenge,
and reframe your mindset in relationship with your personal belongings.
Join us as we discuss and declutter all of the stuff that keeps us stuck.
Learn to intentionally create environments with improved function and design that cultivate peace of mind. Find the reframe.
Start your reclaim.
Hi, welcome back to Reframe and Reclaim. I'm Courtney Huckabee.
And I'm Jen Harris.
And we are talking about gratitude for this season.
Yes.
So I know this season can bring a lot of chaos. It can bring a lot of bah humbug. It can bring a lot of overwhelm and stress and anxiety. But we're here to find the reframe and learn how to be grateful this time of year. So, what are some of the things that you are grateful for during the holiday season?
I'm grateful for cooler temperatures.
Yes.
I'm grateful for more family time, which usually means more board games. We're a big board game family. So we normally get a couple new games in the holidays too that we play. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for like the hot soups and the apple cider and the warm foods. I'm grateful for the fireplace. Like a warm, cozy fire is so good this time of year. I'm grateful for my backyard and just all the space we have, and we have some really great trees and some wide open sky, and I just love being out there. It's really peaceful. So I am very grateful for any time I can find some peace in the crazy and the chaos. I'm grateful to be closer to family, so it makes the holidays less chaotic and less all about traveling. I can just be and travel 30 minutes as opposed to 3 hours. Yes. I'm grateful for a really good nap. Like,
you have a lot.
But I love this time of year. I love, like, again, I know we've talked about the coziness and the fires and the snuggles and the movies and the book reading and the board games and I love it. Love it all.
You love it all.
You can tell by my skin tone, I'm probably a little Nordic, so.
Well, and I will say, there is a lot to be grateful for, but sometimes in the rush and the get the things done and the make the things and the host the things and the smile and the, traveling, if you are going and visiting people, we can get a little bah humbug. And,
and I will say, I'm usually, like, in the stress of it more, the bah humbug. This is the romanticized, idealistic, I'm sitting by the fire with a blanket, my child snuggled up with me, we're having hot cider. Like, this is, like, the romanticized version, but these are the aspiring, grateful things. And when they do happen, I'm trying to be more present and acknowledge, like, this is the good stuff, as opposed to being, like, well, I gotta get the dishes done and I should really get up because the laundry needs to be folded.
And I think that is one thing, every November, I try to do one day of gratitude. So every November 1st, I have one thing I'm grateful for, the second, a different thing. And then by the time you get to the end of the month, you're like, wow, there's, everything from the small warm cup of coffee or chai latte to the time off with family and seeing people that you don't always get to spend time with. I think when you are more present, I think that allows us to be more grateful. But I think there's always, in my mind, there's a buzzing list of things to do, and so that practice of that, like, one thing each day, And really being in the moment to like sit with it, even if it is cuddling with my kid or having that chai latte. I love a good chai latte in the fall. I'm not a pumpkin spice latte, but a chai is great. Having that, as a little like, like warm, cozy drink to kind of curl up with, that small thing to sit and enjoy and be in that moment can feel so much better than I've got to drink this coffee real quick, or I got to drink this real quick, and I've got to go do the laundry. Now I've got to do the dishes and get everywhere on time. Yeah. But it is hard because there's so much packed in this time of year.
Yes.
And so.
Because you want to do so much. I mean, again, this is my favorite time of year, so I want to do all the things. And there's a Pinterest list that says the 50 things I should do this season. Yeah, at least.
Oh, yikes.
And so obviously those can't all be done. You have to prioritize what's most important, but yeah.
Yeah. And it may be that, we don't get to do the, romanticize, fire or whatever.
Because it's 80 degrees out.
Right. But I do think it's really important, to find the small things and, the small moments, because there's not always going to be a grand gesture. It's not always going to be the picture perfect day or the picture perfect family get together or party hosted. But when you start to kind of be more mindful and take note of those small things, I think it shifts our attitude, it shifts our mindset, and it kind of puts us in a different state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I love, a lot of things you're talking about. It's like family time.
Yeah.
A lot of time, family's not always the relaxing, joyful, peace of mind. And so we've talked about reframing our expectations of ourselves. It may be that, I'm going to hang out with this, distant relative, but we're going to hang out and, talk, just surface level, and that's comfortable for me. But making sure that you feel comfortable, that you also are, spending time with people you do enjoy. So there's a lot of people that, they don't have the huge family like I have. They have the friends that are like family. And so Friendsgiving and, and making time for that special group of friends, or, reuniting with friends who are far away, or having a Zoom meeting or something can be, a little bit more purposeful and more positive than sometimes what the traditional holiday traditions can be.
Yes.
Yeah. And so again, finding things you're grateful for. And if you aren't finding a lot of gratitude, maybe there should be a shift, or could be a shift in something that you're doing differently. And so a lot of times we think I should be doing this, or I have to do that. Maybe instead of, hosting the Thanksgiving dinner this year, you decide to, make a side dish, or you decide this year I'm actually not going to join the traditional family Thanksgiving, and finding some ways to take care of you, but also to fill your cup, whether it's your chai or your cider or your coffee or your hot cocoa, but making sure you really are like filling yourself up so that you do have a sense of gratitude and joy this holiday season.
Yes. So what are you thankful for? I know you said like every month you do like your one a day, but is there anything you can think of right now that you're...
Yes, I am very grateful for my office and my team that I have. I have an amazing team of office support staff, an amazing team of clinical therapists, and I will say that I'm very proud of the teamwork and the culture and the community we have. And so those are some of the people that, besides my family, I choose to spend intentional time with outside of the office during this time. We really do enjoy each other, and so that's one thing that I'm very grateful for, because I know there's some people who like dread going to work and talking with those people and doing that job, and I love going to work and talking with those people and doing the job that I do.
I'm chuckling because I just had a flashback moment of going to a job that I was kind of over and was not enjoying. And I remember one time, and this is terrible, but it's like, I remember, if I just got into a fender bender, then I would have to go into work today. It's like, thinking of like, how horrible.
I would love to get into a car accident so I didn't have to go to work.
It's like, I don't want to get hurt, but maybe if my car's just damaged, and then
boy.
I could take a day off. Like, what kind of culture is that where it's like you have to be in a car wreck to take a day off? But anyways.
And there are people who,
Yes.
do not enjoy their work or their co-workers or the environment that they go to, or would like community. And I will say that I'm very fortunate that I enjoy every person that's in my office and
awesome.
and have like a relationship outside of just like doing work. All of them are a little different, but I think I like the people I work with.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, I know you have a lot of things you're grateful for. How do you, in the hustle and bustle, like how do you create time or intentionality or self-care to remember those things?
I'm terrible at self-care. I'll be the first to admit that. So I try and just, again, take advantage where it's like, oh, it's the temperature dropped 10 degrees. We're lighting a fire, where it's like, oh, we have, 20 minutes. Let's go run outside for a bit. So I try and, I guess, cram it in where I can. I will say, if it's me taking care of myself and that kind of self-care, it's like the bottom of the priority list. I'm not good at that. But if it's me prioritizing like my family or an experience, or I want my kids to feel this way that I feel, it's a lot easier to find time or facilitate that.
So. I'm hearing like other people, it's a very important thing, your family, having time with others. If they can feel positive and you're along for the ride,
Yeah.
you that's easier for you.
Yes.
So what are the kinds of things that you do that you make sure it's a positive or try to make some positive moments or memories with your family during the holidays?
Well, I love banana bread. And no, I don't like cooking. Baking, I'm more into. I think because it involves so much more sugar. So I think this is why I like it. But like making banana bread together, and then like I know I love my kids because I let them lick the beaters from the hand mixer, the spoons from the mixer. And I will let them have like the last piece of banana bread, which is like, that's a big deal.
That's very
to
big.
me. Banana bread is my favorite food in the world. So doing stuff like that, and now my kids, well, one of my kids likes banana bread. The other one likes to lick the spoon, even though he says he doesn't like banana bread. I don't know. But it's just trying to be outdoors as much as possible, going camping. We just got a basketball hoop in our backyard, so trying to go out and play basketball, which is something I always did as a kid. So yeah, just trying to infuse those kind of things. And even like one thing we always do every year is rake up all the leaves and like jump into the leaf pile. So we try and do that every year as well. But I definitely want to make some new traditions now that we have a much larger yard. Like we're going to plant a garden, and we want to get a dog, and we want to build a tree house. And so I want to facilitate that more and kind of do more family activities built around family goals and family projects around the house.
Everybody contributing.
Yeah.
Pitching in, helping each other.
Helping design a tree house, or pick
Sounds
out the
fun.
dog, or,
Yeah. I will say, like, self-care, I talk about it a lot, especially with my counselors in my office. What we do is a very important job, but sometimes very taxing emotionally and mentally. So I'm very big on knowing limits and boundaries. my best self-care is sleep. That is something that I need a lot of. Being a mom, being a business owner, being a podcaster now. Um, um, but also, I think it's really important to make sure that you're checking in with yourself. So that self-awareness of, when am I feeling low? And that may not be depressed or sad. It's just like I don't have enough energy, or I don't feel motivated. I'm not as cheerful. And then really finding even small moments like, finding a friend to spend time with, or, I know. Or having a meal that feels really, comforting, or filling. Maybe I need a healthier meal than just like the grab and go pizza or something. Just taking care of your body in that way. And I think a new thing I'm doing this year is I'm trying to be more physically active. My job is sedentary a lot. I sit, I listen. I'm a really good listener. I try to have good conversation, insightful conversation with my clients. But being up and active is not built into my day. And so I have to be really intentional about that. Because, health is important. Your physical, your mental, your spiritual, financial, intellectual, social health.
So many O's.
There's a lot of health. But I will say, that's one of the things that my company is really built around, is the 7-8 pillars of whole wellness. It's not just my mental and emotional health. It's the whole, all encompassing. So trying to practice what I talk about, not just talking about it, but really walking and practicing that, and being a good role model to my other people in my life, whether it's my son, my clients, my coworkers, my friends, but also just making sure that, doing the best that feels right for me and not overextending myself.
Yeah.
Because I definitely can do that easily.
Yes.
Very easily. Yeah.
Well, especially since you like to challenge how much you can do in 10 minutes,
I love to get things done. I'm definitely more of a task person. But I think that's kind of like how I prove myself, is like, look what I can do. And even if it's like, I can sweep up this real quick, or I can wipe down this counter, or I can write this email, or whatever that is. I have to also know when I'm done, and I've done it. I'm finished with that for the moment or the day. Yeah.
I will say, I guess one of the self-care things I like to do is like projects around the house, like getting a room painted, or getting a drawer organized that was disorganized, or, just the instant gratification of those house projects. I really like. I like working with my hands. So yeah, anything like that I can.
Which goes back to designing and building a tree house and playing basketball and all those great things.
I want to build this giant scoreboard on the side of our shed that's right by the basketball court. I think it'd be amazing. My kids it might turn into more of an issue of like, I had this point, but I can see the vision.
Work through it.
See the vision.
So we really want to encourage you, during this time of year, it can be a lot. There's a lot of rushing around. There's a lot of expectations. Sometimes we put on ourselves. Sometimes others have of us. But really making sure that you're finding moments of gratitude in the small things, and really making sure you're taking care of yourself this holiday season, because, this is one holiday. We've got a lot more to come. Making the most of every moment. And I think that one holiday can have a rough time, and the next can be a little smoother, but let's try to make this one the best for you, and time that you can enjoy.
Yeah, love it.
So if you have things that you do during the holiday season for self-care or for reflection, please comment below, and we love to hear the things you're grateful for. That's one of the great things, is like hearing other people's gratitude. Starting some traditions with your family, maybe at the dinner table. What's something you're grateful for this year? Or a jar. It's always great whenever we can add to, something and see all the things that kind of add up over time.
Yeah, I think visually seeing it is really, I mean, I'm a visual kinesthetic learner, but I think you sometimes see all the negative, and so seeing a physical representation of all that you can be grateful for is really helpful, especially for kids.
Yeah, whether it's journaling it down or, adding it to a post on social media each day or adding it to a list in a jar, or just sharing out loud, because sometimes it kind of fills your cup to hear what other people are grateful for. And you never know, you might be one of the things they're grateful for, which is also affirming too. So we are grateful for you, our viewers, our readers, our followers. Jen, I'm so grateful for you, our friendship, our business together. I hope and aspire that it continues to grow and help others. And if we've been helpful to you, please share our information with your friends and family. And we look forward to seeing you soon.